This is an episode of What's the Truth? Mothers new and old have different ideas about introducing solid foods. Some of these are right and some of these are wrong.
We have interviewed 2 mothers, and we will either confirm or correct their understanding of the weaning process.
Heard that 6 months is a good amount of time.
Personally, I went off of my doctor's recommendation, and he recommended that around the age of 4 months.
There's no specific time as to exactly when the weaning process should begin. Instead of there being a specific date, it is a thought process that involves questions and observations of the infant. But typically, weaning begins 4 to 6 months.
A few of the questions that should be asked are things like, can the infant hold its head up? Or can the infant move food from a spoon into their throat? These signs are significant because they help determine if the infant has the strength and ability to swallow whatever they are being fed.
It's a complex matter, really. I mean, you think it's not. You don't just start saying, okay, now you're going to have 3 meals a day. I mean, that's what you're working them into. You're working them into a normal eating pattern.
Because if they start eating solid food too early, it might be bad for their digestion, or they might choke.
An infant's digestive system is not fully prepared to process cereal until a certain point in their first year.
If any type of solid food is introduced too early, the gastrointestinal tract may not accept it due to its sensitivity. Slowly adding different foods into an infant's diet can help specifically identify food allergies and intolerances.
Single grain cereal with formula. After that, we started with vegetables first because they're usually the least liked by babies.
But I would guess pureed vegetables, like maybe pureed carrots and things like that. I've heard and I've read that when you start introducing solid foods, that you're supposed to mix it with milk and supplement with bottles, and then gradually introduce new foods to them over time.
In the beginning, it is important that you add semi-solid foods because the child's digestive system, as well as their reflexes and muscles, are not fully developed. These semi-solid foods include strained fruits and vegetables and cereals. Once they begin to develop physically more, then that's when you can add the solids.
These solid foods include anything from strained meat to yogurt to crackers. This introduction of semi-solid foods and solid foods should begin anywhere from 4 to 6 months after birth and is dependent on the individual child.
And that's the truth!